Hello, hello, hello. So today I'm streaming live um, from YouTube. I'm streaming live. Let me just do something very quickly. Okay. I see two people are watching here with me. I see two people are watching. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go to the live stream. Hello, 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 hello. I have changed my position here, and I see that there are things that I really don't like here. All right, let me close this computer off. And we will just begin. Hello, please comment on the comment section and say, hello, coach, this is who and who. And yes, today we're talking about spiritual awakening journey. And I would love for you to, interact on the comment section. If you're watching this as a live video, or also if you are watching this as a replay, right? Okay, so let's try and do that. And all right. Hello, hello, hello. A friend of mine was watching my video not so long ago. Okay, so I see that it's also telling other people that I'm live. She was watching the video, and then she was telling me that no, when you go live, you get there and then you speak. Hello, good people. Hello, hello, hello. All right. We're going to start whether people are here or not. Okay. Please join. Hello, good people. Hello. Yes, I have some people watching me today. Like I said before, I have moved places. So because we have things that we are doing in the house, and now, this place, it's still looking good, but even the camera cannot look at me directly, but it's okay. Hello, powerful creators. I hope that you are good. Hello, Nzebakazi, and other two people who are here with me. I am Coach Malebo, a holistic life and wellness coach. I am also an author of 3 amazing books called The Journey, Confessions, and Vegan Life for Beginners. I have created a platform on Facebook called Create the Life That You Want. This is where I share most of my life, and also here on on YouTube. So I am on a break, I would say, on a fast, or what can we say this? I decided to take 7 days off from social media, and I am here live with you today. It's my day 6 since I've been off. Unfortunately, I was saying that I was going to be back on WhatsApp, especially my business profile on WhatsApp, on Tuesday at 5, meaning this time. But then, my business, there's something that went on, and then I had to call my client and all that. I was SMSing, the client was not answering, and I decided, okay, fine, let me go back on WhatsApp today on my business line. Hello, 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 Tlantla. Hello, guys. So, it is actually good. I always advise it that you go on a holiday, you mute the world. I use YouTube because YouTube is one of those profiles that a social media platform where it's very educational. So I watch preachings on Facebook, on YouTube. I watch a whole lot of people. My favorite pastor is Creflo Dollar. It's Pastor or Reverend Creflo Dollar and Michael Bennett Beckwith. Okay, we're gonna switch off this phone. And Reverend, okay, yeah, let me just switch off this. And Reverend Michael Bennett Beckwith. Those are the people that I always watch. So when I am out of social media, I am doing the work, spending time with myself and spending time with my family. And for the past year or so, I have been doing the work, healing other people, doing a whole lot of things to other people. And it was time for me to really go and cleanse myself. But here I am. Tomorrow it will be my last day, so I will be fully back on Thursday on my social media, all my social media platforms. I mean, I am a Facebook person. I am also a WhatsApp person and also an Instagram person. So I miss those platforms, but it's good that you take time off and you really look into yourself. There's a whole lot of work that I have been doing to myself. Hello, Zelda. So today we're talking about spiritual awakening journey, which is, I think actually I was watching one of my videos where I spoke about my personal spiritual awakening journey that I went through, or I was explaining how it was for me. And in that, I realized that I actually said my spiritual awakening journey happened in 2019, but it was not necessarily in 2019. Now that I know better, it actually happened way back. So let us get into understanding what is a spiritual awakening journey. But before we do that, before we even dive into that, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so right now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us grow this community together, right? And then, yes, let's get to the spiritual awakening journey. So, what is a spiritual awakening journey? A spiritual awakening journey is a journey that it's your genuine journey. It's the journey that all of us have to embark in, and it is different for all of us. So it doesn't mean that Malebu's spiritual journey would be the same as Zelda's spiritual journey, or it will be the same as Ntombi's spiritual journey. And I always say this, that all of us, we had an agreement when we came to this world. And even if you are a healer, it doesn't mean that myself and you will do the same things. It's no, that is not what the spiritual awakening journey is all about, right? So a spiritual awakening journey is a journey that you embark on due to the contract that you have with your God or your higher power, right? So, as I always mention, that we have a soul contract, a soul agreement with your God. Now, when you come into your human form, you come as a Malebu. You come as a very young person, like my son, a day old, didn't even know what to, how to speak. He didn't know a whole lot of other things, right? But then even him, he does have his own agreement that I'm going to come through this family and this is what I'm going to be doing, right? So you come into your human form as a child, and your soul on purpose puts a veil on you, and this veil is there to protect you, because as a child you are not matured enough, and not matured as in like it's bad or it's good, but you are not matured enough to understand certain things. So your soul will put that veil on you in order for to protect you as you are growing through your journey. And as a young child, some people got sexually abused at the young age, myself included. Some people lost their parents or their loved ones at a very young age, and a whole lot of other things, right? And those things are part of the contract, yes, the contract that you have signed with your God. So as you grow through this awakening, as you grow through life, you actually get into a space where your soul believes that you are matured enough to handle the awakening. So the awakening does not happen because you are praying. The awakening doesn't happen because you are a sangoma. The awakening does not happen because you you are an African spiritualist, the awakening does not happen because you can pray in tongues. It does not. So none of us can actually accelerate our awakening. So the awakening happens because it's supposed to happen. And as it happens, it awakens. That is why we say spiritual awakening journey. It awakens you to the truth of who you already are, right? So for instance, you are a healer and you have grown through certain things in your life. You have grown through those things in your life. And now, after you have grown through those things and you are in a point of healing, or your soul is seeking for healing, suddenly then you get, or maybe you are presented a lady like myself, this beautiful lady, you are presented this beautiful lady, Malebu, who's going to journey with you to awaken the very first stage of awakening. Because spiritual awakening journey has got so many stages. It got so many stages, and as you have these stages, as you grow through the stages, you would understand that even your ego dies. The part of you that is always living in the mind, the part of you that is always thinking about bad things, good things, and all that, it dies and you live in bliss, right? So let's start the first one. The first stage of awakening is where you let's just call it the what stage. What the heck is going on, right? Hi, Coach. So good to have you back. Thank you. I'm not fully back. I'm going to come back on Thursday fully, right? Okay. So the first stage, the very first stage is the what stage. So what the heck is happening to me right now? So we all know that we are growing up in systems. You have to go to school, you have to do this and this and this. Now you have done all the good things that you need to do, and suddenly you feel that void in you that wants to know more about life than what you have been already told, right? So this is a stage of what is currently happening to me. And I remember myself, actually my very first spiritual awakening journey happened in 2012. This is a year where I was presented with the truth that I am a healer. And just to cut the long story short, I actually, my dad got sick on Good Friday of 2012. And when he got sick, the doctors didn't even know what was wrong with him. And one day, I just woke up and something in me said, you need to pray. And I started praying. And the day when I started praying for my father, it was at night at 12 a.m. I woke up, I set the alarm, I woke up and I prayed. Like, when you pray with that conviction that whatever that I'm praying for, it's going to be done. And I get, that my spirit were, it was as if it was inside of that room, the hospital room where my father was. And my father had been there since Sunday, and I started praying on Thursday. And on Friday, when I called him, that was when he was what do they call this? Released. What is this? Discharged. English. Discharged. That's when he was discharged. And I thought, this is just maybe, yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah, I didn't believe more on this was me, but that was a way of God presenting to me that actually you had been born as a healer. And when I can lay hands on people and people can recover. Sometimes I don't even have to lay hands on people. I can literally, just pray for someone who is in Canada, and then those people would get their healing. So 2012 was a year for me to awaken to that truth that you are not what people have told you that you are, because I am coming from a background of people telling me that I will never amount to anything. By that time, I was drinking excessively, like those times, like if alcohol abuse was a person, that was me. And at that time, when those things were happening, that I could heal people, and people would call me and say, can you pray for my daughter, can you? And I would pray, and it will happen that the daughter would recover, and I would be like, oh wow, is that me? But then that year 2012, that is when I was seeking for something better, a meaning to this life that I was living. I knew I had everything that I wanted. I had a boyfriend I wanted. I had a boyfriend who drove a car that I wanted, that I loved. I was dating everyone, or not everyone, not everyone. I was dating a guy who had who was driving my favorite car, which is a BMW. By that time I could go to Sandton if I wanted to. I could go to any place for a holiday and all these things. But then there was something awakening in me, saying that this life that you have is not really the life that you should live. And now I couldn't even explain it to my friends, because what I was going through that journey alone. And I want to remind people that most of us, actually all of us, we are called into a ministry. It might not be a ministry of healing, it might not be a ministry of you having to talk to people or whatever, but we are called for something. And when your soul believes that you are ready, most of the time what we do is that we look and say, oh my goodness, I'm a Christian, oh my goodness, I'm a Sangoma, oh my goodness, I'm this and that. And that is when you are delaying yourself, your gift in this world, because we all have been given a gift. So your contract or your agreement was between you and your God. And when you awaken to this truth of who you are going not to not make sense to other people. You are going to sound like you are crazy, because by the time people thought that I was crazy, people were thinking that, what has happened to you? I mean, and with me, then I was driven to a church. Unfortunately, to some people, they are driven out of the church. That's how this thing works, right? So I suddenly was driven to a church. And I grew up in a Christian home. Firstly, we were going to Catholic, and then later on we went to a Saturday church. And with me then, I was going to Apostolic Faith Mission, AFM in Sunnyside, for about 2 years before I got saved. But then suddenly, when the awakening was happening, I started asking myself, how about I get saved? Who is this Jesus? Why is this born again thing and all that? So I was then driven, or my soul was driven to the church, and I got born again right in 2012 in September. Now, to some people, they're not going to go through that journey, because all of us, we have a different journey. To some people, they are going to go through a journey of, being driven out of the church, and then, driven out of the things that has been working for you. Though they have been working for you, even though you are doing them, they are not fulfilling you. You don't, it's like, waking up, you have to wake up at a certain time every day, because you have to go to work. So some of the things that we have been doing, we are doing them because of a system that we are what is this? Like, you are following, yes. You are following a certain system, but that does not necessarily mean that is your soul contract. So when your soul takes off that veil of your face, of your third eye, of your whatever, then you would be taken to, you will start even having new friends, new conversations, you would start being a different person. The people who know you would be like, who is Malebu? Because we don't know this Malebu. I mean, people knew me as a groovist, like I was grooving. And then suddenly I was preaching the word of God. But that route, I think most of us know about it, because many people would be drinking and drinking and drinking, and then the next thing they become born again. But to some people, they are born again. There are these people who are praying in the tongue that you will never even understand, girl. But then they are driven out of the church. I know with, I think Tsiho once spoke about it, that she was in the church, and the church speaks against psychic mediums. And she had to go, because she knew that she's a psychic medium, I think, she said at age 5. So to some people, like I said, they will be driven out of the church. And when you are driven out of the church, unfortunately, you will have to go out, because a spiritual awakening journey has nothing to do with a religion. Yes, it can be part, like myself. I had to go into a church in order for me to be spiritually awakened. To some people, they have a different journey, right? So the first stage is the what. So when you are in that stage, you start asking yourself, who am I? Why was I brought to this world? What is it that I'm going through? Then you start attaching the things that are already here, right? The things that are already here, you start then attaching them to your truth. And myself, when then I had this awakening, then I started saying I'm a life coach, and I started having a desire to write books to motivate people, and that's where this whole transitioning happened. But it does not end there, right? So it does not end at the what. Now, the second stage that you then go through is the stage of, yes, I've been praying in tongues. I mean, I have been praying in tongues. I've been fasting. I have been doing all these things. But then what, right? Then what, right? These are the stages that I'm making up from the top of my mind as I allow my spirit guides to speak to me, right? So the next stage, it will be the then what. So this stage, again, a spiritual awakening journey, it does not have a duration. So you can be on stage 1, and the stage 1, again, let me emphasize on this. The stage 1, again, is where you are still fighting with your ego. So when I was still in stage 1, I am telling most of the people that I used to be very judgmental as a Christian. And right now, there are people who have made up their minds that I am no longer a Christian. And when you get to the stage where I am, we'll talk about it. You don't care whether people think that you're a Christian or not. Think that, you're no longer in that frequency. You are in the frequency of being guided and being led by the Spirit of God, or by God Himself, right? So the first stage, this is where you want people to agree with you that, yeah, I'm a coach. Yeah, this is what I do. Yes, I'm good at it. Yeah, I'm no longer, this is where we are imposing most of our beliefs to other people. I did that myself. I would judge people because they did not want to pray at a certain time. They did not believe in God and all that. I mean, there are people that I had to go back. I still have to go back and unblock them, because I had blocked them because they did not believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe that they are going to go to hell. So the first stage, that's where you are operating, or you are not literally operating from your ego, but your ego is still there. Is still trying to convince you that, yeah, you need to make sense of what is happening. That is why you would give yourself titles that I'm an African spiritualist, I'm a born-again Christian, I'm a Sangoma, I am a this, I'm a that. And when you then associate yourself with those certain things, then you disassociate. Like myself, I couldn't even listen to anyone who was talking about Bosangoma at that time. Not because of the church, but because I was getting into a place where my spiritual being and my mental being are fighting, but every one of us go through that stage. Then the stage 2 is the stage where you have prayed in tongues, but still there is another part of you that is still not fulfilled. So I want you to also look at the spiritual awakening journey as grade 1, grade 2, and grade 12, right? When you are in grade 1, you maybe know how to say A, E, I, O, U, right? But when you are in grade 12, you even know how to speak English, though I did not know how to speak English, but you even know how to speak English. You know how to say, well, you know how to articulate yourself, and a whole lot of other things, right? So that is how spiritual awakening journey is. So your soul will not always take off the veil so that you can see everything. No, it gives you stages and stages and stages. So you walk through those stages. And when you get to the dead end, that's when you start looking for something bigger than what you know. So my story again, 2019, after the birth of my son, that's when I got through the second stage, which is then what? I have a son, I have a lovely husband who loves me, I have everything that I need. I'm a coach, I have a clientele, I've got a following, I've got everything that I need. I have money, I'm no longer in debt. Like there is nothing that is actually pulling me back. But the dead end, I had reached the dead end. I had done, exhausted all the things that I had that my spirit made available, or my soul made available for me, and I had to seek for something bigger than me. Then the first 4 months of my pregnancy, I was then guided. Again, guys, when you are going through a spiritual awakening journey, you will be guided. My first journey, I was guided to a lady by the name of Chanel. So Chanel was an American coach whom I met online. Maybe I believe that God and my guides knows how much I love Facebook and how much I love beautiful people. Like really, when I look at people, that is why you would see, like, I am fascinated by how people look. So sometimes which I am still healing in me, I don't just listen to people who are not, who are not dressed up, like they look like they don't take care of themselves. So sometimes I don't listen to people like that. So my guides knew that this one, we are going to send Chanel because she was beautiful. And I was like, who is this beautiful lady? I mean, even my husband was like, maybe you are a lesbian, because I'm very attracted to beautiful people, and not just beautiful like here, but beautiful in the soul. And I can access that. I don't know. Like next time we'll talk about how do I even access that, right? So I was guided to Chanel, who took me from 2012 until my last journey after I got pregnant. So I still follow her, but right now I would say she maybe she's going through her journey that it's not speaking to my journey. So you will always be guided to people who can assist you. I want you to also know that you are not alone. You are not alone in this whole thing, right? So, okay. The first journey, the second journey, I was guided to meditation, and I met a lady by the name of who is this? Is it Emilia Flasher or something like that? And she's a meditation practitioner. She's a meditation teacher. And, I was led to a whole lot of people who were doing meditation, and I started then, my relationship with meditation went back to 2015 when I was writing my first book. And I started now talking about meditation, and that's how I even recovered from pregnancy, because pregnancy has got its own things. For ladies in here, pregnancy has got its own thing, and your hormones are out of place. That is why they would say, there was a guy who told me that we know with you now, you are emotional, you're going to be fine after 3 months. That is why you are even given a period to be on maternity leave, because you are not emotionally well, which can even cause to some people depression, right? So this is how I recovered with meditation. And now I started teaching meditation. I started having sessions of meditation, and meditation is part of the things that I use to heal other people, or even help my clients heal themselves, right? I was even guided to hypnosis and a whole lot of other things. So when I was going through that journey, I was not looking at where I am coming from. I was looking at what is available for me and what makes me happy right now. And the questions that I got was that, if you are in the church and you are a meditation practitioner, how does it go? Again, it goes back to what I said. Your journey is your journey alone. It's not the journey of people in the church that you're supposed to make them happy in the church, or people must like you in the church. It has nothing to to do with that. Your journey is yours alone, right? So with me personally, I didn't know that church people think that meditation is a sin. I did not know that they think that yoga is a sin or whatever. But I was presented with that information already when I was guided. And I know when there is something that is off, my spirit will tell me. When I meet somebody who's not right for me, or who I'm not supposed to be in business with or in contact with, my spirit tells me. In as much as my spirit tells me about a person, it will tell me about the things that I am doing, if they are right for me, for my business, for my marriage, for my workplace. My spirit will tell me. But at the time, because I was guided and I listened, I listened to this guidance, I started knowing about meditation and a whole lot of other things, right, that related to meditation and yoga. I did not feel like it was a sin. It had nothing to do with a sin. With a sin, actually, it was helping me as a person to become a better human being. All right. So, to some people, like I said, you don't have to look at what your community is doing, what your family is doing. When your soul believes that it's the right time for you to go to another stage, you will go to another stage and you will feel fulfilled. I remember the first meditation session that I had. I even had Christian friends there because most of my friends are Christian. So many people, they said for the very first time, I am actually breathing. A lot of people were releasing a lot of emotional baggage. And remember, part of my purpose in life is to heal other people. So God trusted me that I would heal people through meditation, right? So I know that is a misinterpretation, especially when it comes to the Christian side about meditation, and I always talk about it, that is not true. That is not entirely true. And I'm not in that argument anymore of trying to make people think that meditation is good for you or not and all that. But then you will be guided as you go through the stages. You will be guided to stages, and when you get to that stage, you will feel, yes, there would be part of you, which is the mind, playing games with you, thinking, and it will make you feel like, no, that is not good, but your soul will be happy. So listen to your heart, your heart chakra, and listen to your God. So where the solar plexus is, and also where your heart is, listen to it every time when you are guided to do something. If you are feeling guilty and it doesn't do any reaction, you don't have any reaction in your heart, you don't have any reaction in your solar plexus, it means that you are on the right route. And you also ask God, if you don't have any connection, next week we will talk about how you can open your heart, because it has been one of the things that I had to deal with, especially last year, that I had to open my heart chakra because I had built walls because of what had happened to me. So if maybe you do not have the connection with your heart, you can pray and fast and do all these things and say, please let me know if I'm on the right path. But always you will be guided into that path. And I'm not talking about a path where you are seeing Malebu doing meditation and suddenly you want to do meditation. You can be guided to Malebu because she's doing similar things, or the things that you are supposed to be doing. But then when you are going to copy and paste this, if Malebu says, when she starts her meditation and say, hi, this is Malebu. This is Malebu from Alignment Meditation, and welcome to Meditation with Malebu. And even you will be saying, let me see, hi, this is Batai. Welcome to whoever meditation I'm going to be guided. Like, you need to be creative. If it's something that is you are guided to, you don't copy and paste. Because even me, Emily, that's Emily that I met. Emily taught me how to meditate, but I do not use Emily's methods of meditation. I actually listen to my soul, what my soul wants me, as I heal other people, right? So that is a stage where you will also feel like you are growing spiritually, and when you are growing spiritually, especially, there are things that you are going to let go, which normally would be the things that you used to do, the type of talks that you used to have with your friends, a whole lot of other things will, like, literally, would go. And there would be people who would not understand what you are growing through, which is okay as well. Like, you don't need people to know that, because there are people who are assigned to your purpose. There are people who are assigned to your mission. Those people will understand you. So you don't want to explain to other people that I am meditating because I'm what. I'm doing this because, no, you don't want to spend your time wasting your energy on people that are not assigned into your journey, or they are not awakened to that truth where you are, right? So that is the second stage. The third stage is the stage of bliss. So this stage happened to me in 2020. Now, in this stage, this is where you are in alignment with your truth, and there's a stage of expansion. I would say that, there's a stage where your guides and God can trust you with a whole lot of information. So God, I remember when I was on holiday, when I was on my birthday weekend, God trusted me with some people's information. There would be, something that happens, I go on a trance, sort of, right? Where I would know about other people, it's a whole lot of things that I can't even explain to anyone. But then that stage, it's not a stage where you are judgmental. It's not a stage where you still trying to beat your ego and do that, and trying to tell people that I'm good and bad. It's not a stage of bad and good. It's not a stage of, actually, in that stage you are a student, because right now I'm a student. I mean, Coach Thandeka is one of the people who would even tell me about things that I'm like, woo, really? I would be telling her about my dreams, and she would be telling me something else. There's a stage where you are opened, you are open. So there is a diagram that I did, and I think I would write it on my book when I get time to write this book, because I've been guided to write a book. So there's every time when I speak to people, I would see a straight line. Like when I have a conversation with a person, I would see in the spirit a straight line, and this straight line signifies hey, today the English is represent. Let's just English is sorting me out today. Let's just say this straight line, and it represents fear. So when I'm speaking to anyone, whether it's on a coaching session, whether it's conversations with other people, I speak to a whole lot of people, and I would see that straight line. That straight line would tell me that the person that you are conversing with is here. This is where they are, straight line. So these are people who are following rules, like I am tithing so that I can be rich, that God can open the floodgates of heaven. I am reading the Bible this way, or I am pastoring this way. These are people who are operating with rules, and most of them are doing this from a protective mentality, or because things have happened to them, like I spoke about it last week. And as my guides will be presenting that, I know how to speak to them. Like, I got a message last week after my live, and somebody was telling me that these days, the things that you are doing, the things of candles, the things of going to the river, and as I was listening, I figured this is a straight line. So this person is talking from a point of fear, from a point of I have been there and it did not work for me, and a whole lot of that. So when I got to answer, I didn't answer from, you have to go to the river, you have to cleanse yourself, because now I'll be protecting myself. From that, I just explained to them that you, even in the church, you are going to a river, you are going to water. It's just the difference is that one is it's in the pool. You get baptized in the pool, but another person would be baptized in a flowing river. So there is no difference. The difference is that there is a non-denomination and there is a denomination. So that's particularly what currently happens when you are in the state of bliss. And I know a lot of people that are in the state they are just, the guides are trusting, like I said, they will trust you with other people's information. There is a particular person who I did not know the name. I haven't seen him before, but there was some trouble that was happening at home, and I knew that it's people who are playing in the dark. I don't want to say witchcraft, but they are playing in the dark. And God trusted me with the information, and they presented that person in the dream. I literally saw that person, how he looked like, and the name and the surname of that person. And they said, this is a person that you need to look out to. And I was like, who is this person now? When I went in, when I woke up, I was like, no, man, who is this person now? Now, when I started asking, I got to find out who that person is. And even my mom was like, wow, so even in coaching, I'm presented with people with in my healing sessions, right? Okay, Tshireletso, in my healing sessions, I would be told things. Now your guides will trust you with information. They will trust you with a whole lot of things because they know that you are matured. So let's say your gifting is of healing, and you get somebody who has done an abortion, and this is one thing that is holding them back, right? If you are on stage 1, you won't be trusted with those things, because now you're going to say from the Bible, you are not supposed to, those type of things. You're going to come with your self-righteousness and tell other people that it is a sin when you are doing this. But then when you are on the 3rd stage, and you meet somebody who actually had done an abortion because of whatever reason, whether it's good or bad or right or wrong, they did an abortion, and it's part of the things that is holding them back. When you talk to them, you're not going to talk to them from their self-righteousness. You're going to be guiding them on what to do, because of that thing is holding them back. What is it that they need to do? You need to go for cleansing, you need to go for healing, you need to go for those type of things. So the 3rd stage is the stage of expansion. So it does not end. Today, this is what I am doing. This is what I'm talking about. I'm explaining to people about candles. I'm explaining about cleansing. I'm taking people to nature and all that. But a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I might be even advanced in the stage where I am right now. So it's a stage of expansion. And when you can do task 1, you will be trusted with task 2. You will be trusted with other things. That is why I said between 2020 and 2021, a lot of people are going through an awakening state, whether it's stage 1, stage 2, or the stage of expansion. Like, you are literally no longer just a coach. You are even, doing things that sangomas are doing. I mean, my husband was asking me the other day that the whole shelf is dedicated to your candles. He said, my wife, if you still don't believe that you are in Inyanga, I don't know. But I'm not that. I don't even no longer want to attach myself to a title of, I just call myself a coach, just so I can clear the, give that light. But even the things that I'm doing, a normal traditional coach does not do the things that I'm doing. And the healing that I am doing, a normal healer who is saying, yeah, this is, I put on the bones and I tell you that this bone is saying what, or maybe a healer from China. I do not do like that, because the journey is not limited to a certain denomination. It's not limited to a certain spirituality or a religion, African religion or whatever. Now, at that stage, now I can talk to sangomas. I can actually, when I have a conversation with a sangoma, I'm not judgmental. I'm not going to quote scriptures and say, hey, you are coming and the devil is going to attack you. I am no longer there. I actually listen, because sometimes we don't listen as people. We think that we are righteous. So I listen. So some people are already in that stage of, bliss, a stage of expansion. Now they are seeing people for who they are, seeing people for, the good that they are doing. The person who sexually abused me, people think that I'm crazy. And I said, there is actually something. There is actually something that had driven that person to this. And I am willing to help people who have this problem. So people are like, oh my God, you need to take them and lock them up. And yeah, that's good. But locking them up is not the solution, right? So you would also be a problem solver. Yeah, a problem solver when you are in the state of expansion. So you might be in the state and you are not a coach, you are not anything, but you are maybe a business person, or you are working in a company. You would also be presented by things in the company that will help that company grow as you grow. I mean, not so long ago, we have a new recruit who's on the first line support, and I'm on the second line support. And I would see the things that he will pass on me, that this person does not know what he is doing. And I was led. This is not me. I knew it is not me. I was led to, pick up a phone and call him and say, are you okay? And then he said, yeah, I think so. Then I said, I'm going to give you training, because I was once in that position where I was a first line. So I know the depth of that position. Guess what? I started training him and I started showing, and he was like, oh my God, I didn't know, because they trained, and I could see that they didn't train him fully. So it's not only in an area of maybe a healer. Even where you are working, you are going to be a light, because now I became a light, and somebody now, the life is easy. It's easy for them. And I even wrote a manual for them. I've never done that in my life. Like, when somebody comes, they are new, I'll just like sit there and say, yeah, hi, hi. I will never even train a person. Like, I would even avoid it. But now I was guided to do that, because now you are trusted, you are the light, and you need to show people how to navigate, not only in the healing capacity or the coaching or what, but even in your family. They would see, I mean, in my family, they call me, my mom would say, hey, if you are having this problem, call my, now your family would see the light that you are. People will even ask you, they will, or they would even be guided to you. They will even be guided to you. Many people would say, I saw you from Coach whoever. You commented. Comment on Facebook. I'm just commenting. And suddenly there are 300 people who commented, and suddenly this person is led to Malebo Old John Cindy's profile, and they're like, hey, I click on that profile, and I suddenly had an interest in you. Because what? God now can trust you with other people's lives. Some people said they dreamt about me. There's a lady who called me on Sunday. She said, I dreamt of you. I am going to an interview, and you gave me instructions. And I'm like, girl, I'm not even on social media. And she said, please, I don't remember the instructions anymore. Please pray with me. And I prayed with her, not on the phone, but I literally sat down and I prayed that, God, do 1, 2, 3, and 4, help her, and all this and all this. Now you will even appear in people's dreams, and you will give them messages, because God wants to use a familiar face. Now they know that you are always here. Tshireletso is always here watching this live. Now God says, we are going to use Tshireletso's face so that we can speak to this person. You will be guided. You will, God will trust you. You will speak to a whole lot of people. You will heal a lot of people. Many people think that, many people, and yeah, JJ as well said she dreamt of me, and I'm like, that's creepy. Now people dream of you not because you are great or you are of a higher power, because you are now trusted. You are in a position of being trusted. God trusts you, and as they trust you with this. You see this smaller thing, and the more you do the work, the more the thing expands. So allow this journey. If you are going through this journey, allow it to happen to you. Now, many people would have been awakening to the first stage that I said the word, and and the first stage, which is your ego. that stage, there is a whole lot of healing that you have to do. Not because that stage is caused by maybe the church, or it might have been caused by your parents. It might have been caused by the people that you grew up with. So in that stage, you want to let go of your ego so that you can be trusted to go to another stage in your life. So that is where the healing will be. You will be required to do more healing in that stage, especially the healing of the mind. As you expand, you will be trusted now to do a lot of healing. The things that I'm doing, I did not even know myself that I have a problem like this, and now I am healing it, because now you will be presented. Every stage will have its own thing. That, okay, because you are in this stage, you can now do this type of healing, right? So I said, what is spiritual awakening journey? I've already explained it. I spoke about when it happens. It does not have a date. That many people right now are going through a spiritual awakening journey because the churches are closed, the sangomas are closed, the other things are closed. You can't visit your friends as you wanted to. You can't go and chill at the mall like you wanted to. Now you are faced with yourself. And I spoke about it, that this was the energies of the feminine energy, the energies of Mother Earth, which was balancing, because the world has been operating from masculine energy. Now we need to balance this energy so that we can become greater people in life, right? So yeah, that is what I wanted to say. What did I've been speaking for almost an hour. So that is the stage. When you are going through the first stage, do a whole lot of healing work. You will be guided to do maybe meditations, yoga, and all that thing. And then you will go as you expand to other stages. The second part, I said, how long does it take? Did I say that? How long does it take for you to be in the spiritual awakening journey? It does not have a time frame that, if you are in stage 1, then in 2 months you will be in stage 3. No, it doesn't happen like that. What happens is that you will be trusted, and even you yourself, you will know that, hi, now I am ready for another stage. Like me, myself, and I, now I'm ready for another stage that I don't know what it is. I have no idea what this stage is, and whether there are people who are saying, hey, Christianity or what, and I don't have a contract that I signed with them. I signed a contract with God, and now I'm working with God. I'm not working with what other people are thinking I should be doing. So like I said, you're going to lose a lot of people. A lot of people will be like, I don't want to associate myself with this anymore, but it's okay. Your people are going to come. The ones that are dreaming about me now, they are coming, and a whole lot of other people. I mean, I had people who had been following me for many years, but have never listened to me. Right now, as I awaken, they're like, whoa, I did not know that you are like this. Can we be friends? Just like that, So as you elevate, a lot of dead lifts will be thrown down. You will then have new fruits. You will bear new fruits with your tree of life. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You subscribe to my YouTube channel. You like this content. You tell people about it, that, hey, Coach Malibu is talking about things on her YouTube channel. I will see each and every one of you on Thursday, or maybe tomorrow after I do my spiritual work. But I will be fully back on social media on Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. Let me read the comments. In my journey, I was pushed to love myself deeply because I neglected myself and make other. Wow, you see, girl, you see. This is what we're going to be talking about, opening our heart so that we can love, firstly, ourselves, and secondly, God, and then we can love other people, because if you don't love yourself, you will never love God. You will never love other people. Yeah. Supernatural, the dream Chase. Okay, guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for always watching this channel. And I do have programs where they can help you with healing. They can help you with growth. And one of my programs is called Heal Your Energy Frequency, which is a frequency of a course where you're going to heal your energy. So it's not a manifestation course. Literally, there what you are doing is healing yourself, right? So the courses that I have, it's 500. All the courses that I have, I think for now, it's 500. If you do want to sign up for the courses, do chat with me on WhatsApp or even comment here. Or you can also buy my books. I have 2 books, which are hard copy books. And The Journey and Confessions are 200 each. If you buy 2 of them, it will be 300. I'm giving you a special, right? And I'm also available for coaching and healing sessions. My coaching sessions are 1,000 rand per session, and healing session is 650 per session, right? And yay, I almost forgot. Oh my goodness, thank you, JJ. And we have a healing retreat for women only. If you are here, you are a woman, and you really need to take off that baggage, the emotional baggage, the things that had been happening in your life, in your relationship. You want to access them, the abundance that's already available for you. Do come to the retreat. We are going to have this retreat in Mpumalanga. So far, we have 7 spaces for this retreat. You want to come, you want to heal yourself. We're going to be doing a whole lot of healing. So it's 3,500 for the whole weekend. All you do is pack your bags and drive to Mpumalanga, right? I hope to see you then. I hope to see you on it's on the 27th of August. So in order for you to book the retreat, 1,000 rand, we pay up 1,000 rand, and that's it. I love you so much, guys. I shall see you. Goodbye.